In this video, I'm going to share some ways and some tips that I am able to diet for a long period of time with minimum mess ups. We all know what to eat. We all know the foods. We all know the special tricks. But the ability to diet for a long period of time is where a lot of people mess up at. And I've done this numerous of times. I've done this several of times, right? As you can see on the screen. And I've noticed there's some things that I do and some things that I don't do that allow me to diet for a long period of time that I'm about to share in this video. So after you got your calorie count, and if you don't know the calories that you're supposed to eat, I have a video on this channel that leaving a lifestyle, how many calories to eat, boom, bada bing, figure out your calorie count, and then come here and then implement these things to help you get the body you want. So after you find that, now let's get into the video. Get a pen, loose leaf, get your memory because you're about to learn some shit in this video. So the first thing that I do is I would intermittent fast. Now, intermittent fasting is basically giving yourself a window of time to eat. There's many different windows of times. The one that I choose is 16/8. Now, what that means is for 16 hours a day, I'm not eating, minus 8 because I'm sleeping. And then for 8 hours a day, I'm only eating within the 8-hour window. Why? And it's because I only have a limited amount of calories. So me trying to eat 2,000 calories for from 8 in the morning to like 10 at night, I'm gonna eat I'm gonna eat frequently, but I'm gonna have so many small meals throughout the day just to get me to 10 o'clock that it's not gonna be enjoyable. So what I do is I only eat for 8 hours a day. So I'll start eating around maybe probably around 2, probably like a little bit later, but no earlier than 2, right? No earlier than 2, no later than 2. Yeah, and then to like 10 o'clock. So within 8 hours, I'm able to eat more. I'm able to eat a lot more calories. I'm able to eat my calorie count, but I'm able to have meals that have a lot more calories because I'm eating in a small window. And that's what I like to do because I don't like to have small meals repeatedly throughout the day. I just like more bigger meals so I could be full for longer. So I would eat only for 8 hours a day, and then I'll have 3 big meals, probably like 800 calories each within that window. And then it helps me to create structure and not like overeat. And you can look up intermittent fasting because there's other benefits and there's other things that you can do within it. But to get a better understanding, you could look it up and see for yourself and if it works for you. So now the second one is going to bed early. It's not really going to bed early, but going to bed on time, right? Me, I can be up all the way until maybe like what, like 2, 3 in the morning sometimes. But the longer I'm up, now again back to the intermittent fasting, I'm giving myself more time throughout the day to get hungry again. And we get hungry. A lot of people get hungry late at night. So by me staying up, it's just giving me more chance to like go and get something else to eat and get hungry again. So if I go to bed on time, it just eliminates that and it eliminates me overeating, right? We should all go to bed right at 10, not 10 o'clock, but on time anyway, right? To get the rest so our bodies can actually be good. But I know that's not how it is for most people. That's not how it is for me. So the next thing is drink calories, right? A lot of people drink their calories. And when you're dieting, that's probably like one of the worst things you can do because liquid doesn't give the same full effect as food. So when you drink some of your calories, you're taking away from calories that you could eat so you can stay full for a long period of time so you don't overeat. For example, a lot of people on a day would eat probably like 600 calories, would drink 600 calories of their calorie count. So if I was to drink 600 calories of my 2000 calories count, that means only 1200 I'm actually eating, which is not going to be a pleasant diet for me. Like soda, like the orange juices, the iced teas, all of the juices are loaded with a lot of calories that could take away from your diet. And think about a baby. When a baby comes out, yeah, it's getting calories, but it's getting liquid. It's getting liquid like a baby. The baby's only drinking liquid, you know. So the baby needs to be fed like the infant every what 2-3 hours, and that's because it even though the baby's getting full, it's not the baby's not getting full for long because liquid doesn't have the same full effect for a long period of time like actual eating does. So I eliminated all of that juice and I would just stick to water and like teas and like coffees and like low calorie drinks. So I'm not consuming calories, taken away from calories that I can eat. That is that will make a major difference in your diet. So the next thing is I made up for calories the next day. So let's say it's Tuesday and I overate some calories, right? The next day I will burn those extra calories that I overate the day before. It's not so much about me overeating. It's about keeping me in check. If I create rules for when I overeat, right? So if I overeat, I just know that I have to abide by something if I overeat, which keeps me in check of the diet. If there's no consequences for overeating, like how I think it, I'm going to overeat. And then, there's no consequences. Overeat again. Overeat. Think of somebody that doesn't get disciplined. Think of a child that you don't discipline. The child is going to keep on doing the same thing all over again. They're going to keep sit down. They're going to keep standing up, sitting down. They're going to keep standing up, sit down. They're going to stand up, and it's because there's no consequences. So when it comes to me overeating, I will create rules or things that I have to do the next day so it keeps me in check. So when I'm about to have that extra pizza, I'm like, do I really want to be on the treadmill an extra 20 minutes tomorrow? Nah, I'm not. I don't want to do that and put the pizza back. It just keeps me in line to create rules around me overeating. That is a major thing as well to do. And I suggest you implement that within your your dieting because it's gonna allow you to keep you in check from overeating because that's a big thing. Overeating is a big thing within the diet. So why not create something to check it? The next thing is tracking the calories. That's pretty self-explanatory. And the reason why I like to track my calories is because I just like to know exactly how many calories that I'm eating. I like to be in control of the diet as much as possible. If a person's not really controlling their calories, then it's up to chance, and I don't like to leave things up to chance. So I downloaded some apps, some calorie tracking apps, and what I do is like with every meal I just log it in just to keep track of my calorie count. So it allows me not to go over, and I can just know exactly where I'm headed down within the day of what I'm eating. The next thing is to travel with food. Now this is a big thing, to travel with the food. And it's a big thing because it eliminates going and getting outside food. So let's say I'm out and I have a few like protein bars and protein snacks with me. When I get hungry wherever I am out, I am not tempted to go through any drive-through or go to Chipotle or go to any store that is going to be out of my control as far as what I'm eating as far as food. So it just allows me to not be tempted to go and crash out and get a pizza real quick, and then now it's just like fuck, I kind of fucked up for the day, so now I got to restart over again tomorrow. So me and being able to travel with food is just, it allows me to just have again more control over my diet so I don't break it. That is an essential thing, right? So the next thing is, in the beginning of the diet, I would eat the same thing within every day for the first like 2 to 3 weeks, and that's because it allows me to create momentum. If every day I'm trying something new and I'm trying this recipe, let me do this now I'm all over the place, and it's making me it's adding more bullshit on top of, like, dieting supposed to be smooth and it's supposed to be an easy thing, and me trying to switch up my meals every day is just going to throw me off, and it's going to feel like more work than it needs to be. So to catch momentum in the beginning, the first 2 weeks, I would diet. I would diet. I would eat the same things to allow me to gain momentum, then incorporate like probably like, okay, let me try this within the structure that I already have already. Let me try this and let me try that. And it just allows it to be less stressful than me trying different meals every day, me going here and nah, it's just too stressful. And then the next thing is food shopping. Didn't go food shopping hungry. Now with me, when I go food shopping hungry, I'm more I'm more liable to like the thought process is different as far as when I go food shopping hungry than not. I'm more liable to go get more junk because I'm hungry. So that my desire for food or my desire for the things I want is higher when I'm hungry. So when I'm crossing and I'm walking and I have the shopping cart and I see the Oreos and I see the ice cream and I see all of this shit and I'm hungry, I'm more influenced to buy it because my desire for food is higher. I'm shopping for what tastes good. I'm not shopping for purpose, if that makes sense. Now those shits are in the car and then I check out. Now they're in the house. Now I have to eat them. I'm not wasting money. No, I'm not doing that. So I gotta eat them, right? And I don't want to put myself in a situation like that. So I just don't. It's not like that's not like a hard rule, but that's just something to pay attention to. That I pay attention that I don't allow my food, my hunger to have me buy certain things that shouldn't be in the house. Now the next thing is progress pictures. Now this is underrated. It's completely underrated, and it's because as you're dieting, especially for the first month, you're not going to really see the changes like as far as when you look in the mirror at yourself. You're not going to really see it. So, in the beginning, on the very first day, the very first week, when you take that picture, now you kind of locked in to where you have a visual of how you looked when you started. So when it's 3 weeks down the line and you're in the air and it's just like, man, is this actually working? You look at where you started and you see like, damn, I'm a little bit slimmer now of how I look when I started, and that's gonna remotivate you to keep on going because as humans, we don't like to ruin good things. We don't like to ruin a good thing. We protect whatever good thing we have going. So by having these progress pictures and seeing where you started and where you're at now, you're gonna be more influenced to maintain that momentum, and it's going to keep you going even more, and it's going to keep you going as you keep taking more progress pictures a month later, a month and a half later, 2 months, and then you look back and then you look back 2 months ago, and then from 2 months ago to 2 months later you see your face is getting slimmer and you're chiseling out. It's gonna motivate you, and you're going to, I'm telling you, you're going to keep on going because of that motivation. The next thing is controlled cheat meals. Now, you're going to cheat, you're going to crash out, you're going to have the ice cream, you're going to do all of that. So you might as well say, hey, every Sunday I'm going to have a cheat meal. So instead of telling yourself, hey, instead of fighting, like trying to have a cheat meal, just put it in a day of the week. So instead of like, damn, like I really want that ice cream today, instead of like your mindset being like that, you're saying, I can't wait to have that ice cream Sunday. And that eliminates the day-to-day struggle and the day-to-day battle to go in the freezer and get the ice cream when you know it's coming Sunday. So that helped me a lot. And I believe I skipped one thing, which is the meal prep. I believe I skipped the meal prep. Or I didn't say this about the meal prep, whichever one. But the meal prep is important. And the meal prep is important because it's going to be times where you're going to be hungry, right? So let me build out the world. Let's say you're in a gym and you're working out, right? And you're burning these calories and the gym session is over, right? The time is ticking, right? The time is ticking now for you to get to a meal. It's almost like you're suffering the 40 minutes it's about to take for you to go get in your car, drive 10 minutes. Let's say you live in a building, you click the button, you get in the elevator. It's like 20 people getting off at every floor. Your stomach is like rump, 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 rump. So now you finally get to the floor you live, you go, you put the key in, and by the time you get in your house, you're going to want to eat immediately. So having your meal prep right there, you open the fridge, you pop it in the microwave, and you microwave or whatever you use, right? You heat it up for like 2 minutes, 10 minutes, and then you eat. It eliminates the temptation for you to go out and you go to buy something else because you have your meals on deck. Because let's say you didn't have that. Now when you leave the gym, it's like, do I really want to go home? And do I really want to go through all this traffic and go home, spend 30 minutes to go home, and then spend 30 minutes cooking? Now it's going to take too long. I'm hungry now, so let me just go to Chipotle and get a 2,000 calorie bowl and fuck up everything. So the meal prep is incredibly important for that as well. And that's all I have for these tips. These tips are major and they help me, and I hope you can use at least probably 5 to 6 of these things, maybe all of these things, some of these things that help you really, really stay on track with your diet. I know it's difficult, but stick in there, and you can create systems for yourself. Like, create systems for yourself. And I hope this video was helpful, and I'll catch y'all guys in the next one.